right, gust wind 30 miles per hour is the maximum. Oh, the reflex, because that would have been really bad just before starting. After the easel, the camera, so definitely over 30 miles per hour of wind gust is too much for my setup, so now I know that. So I guess that's the limit for the wind. The worst for me is really the wind because of my glass palette. Well, let's do a video about plein air painting condition in the park. That's perfect. I'm gonna wrap everything up and we're gonna do a video about plein air painting condition. Well, that's perfect. So today I would like to talk about plein air conditions and why one would face extreme conditions to go outside and paint, basically. So yeah, today I went outside to paint, and well, for the second time I faced a pretty heavy wind. So last time I was able to finish the painting. The weather forecast was showing the same amount of wind, but I guess it really depends which spot you choose. Last time I was in a smaller street, less open, and I think even though I felt the wind, and you can see it on the video, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out, but you can see that the wind was significant, but I was still able to paint, and especially I was still able to enjoy painting, because I still want to enjoy painting even though the conditions are not, you know, the perfect nice condition to paint. And I will come in a little bit to the point why one will go outside to paint if the conditions are extreme. But so today I got also around 30 miles per hour wind gust, and so for the first time today I couldn't finish the painting. I was barely able to finish the sketch. My tripod, my setup almost fell, and so my camera fell one time and almost fell a second time. So when the camera almost fell the second time, well, I decided to call it a day and stop and wrap everything up. So I will say, among the conditions I already tested, the wind is probably the worst condition. I will say that my setup can sustain around 20 miles per hour, I think, wind gust. When it's 25 miles per hour wind gust, I think I'm gonna have to start to be careful, and at 30 miles per hour of wind gust, I think I cannot paint. So the other day I was able to finish the painting because I had a spot that was pretty okay, and today I was in a spot that was very open. It was a plaza that was very open, so the wind came from different direction, and it was just too much. And also I reached a point today where it was not enjoyable at all, because I got, you know, I started to be very stressed about my setup, and the fact that I paint on a glass palette makes a big difference, because I think no matter which palette you use, you never want your setup to fall. But if you have a glass palette like me, you really don't want your setup to fall, because it's most likely that the glass gonna break, and I really don't want that to happen. So it was a real stressful today. But again, now I come to the second point, why I go outside to paint in extreme condition. Well, first, last year I started plein air painting in 2023, I believe, and so last year was my first year really going outside to paint. And even though I didn't paint every season last year, and even if I did paint every season, for example in winter, I think I painted 1 or 2 times. So 1 or 2 times is not enough to really experiment the season and to really experiment different conditions. I'm really early in my learning process in plein air painting, so I still feel the need to go and test different conditions to see what do I like, what do I not like, and until what time, until what point I can push myself to go paint, and until what point I still enjoy painting. So when it was cold, I already released a video about painting in freezing temperature. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I think it's a nice video. I think that that day was good. Like I really enjoyed that day. Yes, it was cold, and of course, you again you rather like that it's a normal temperature and that everything is normal. But if I really need to capture something in a cold temperature, I think I can do it. It was -9, so I think that would be the lowest I can go in temperature. I think lower than that will not be enjoyable, but -5, -9, I think is still okay. You have to dress accordingly. You have to set up yourself accordingly, of course. And uh, yeah, that was fine. That was enjoyable. Really, the worst so far was the wind. And so now the answer why one will go outside to paint in such conditions, at least for me, I really want to paint right now because that's why I go painting outside. It's because the conditions are never the same. The conditions are never the same. It's because right now in winter the sun is very low. The amount of sun, the time of the sun during the day is very short. The sun is very low. All this offers a lightning condition that is extremely specific to winter and that you don't find this lightning condition in other season of the year. So this is what is for me magical. I think it's already magical to paint from life. It was really addictive to me. It's really addictive to me to paint from life, anyway, any subject. So in the studio, it's addictive too. But it's true, since I started plein air painting, I really got addicted to plein air painting. And so I really want to paint outside as much as possible. And so that's why I'm testing these different type of conditions. Because if I never test the condition, well, I don't know if I like it or not. So I think this year that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna test myself and my setup because both are important. Basically, I need my setup to be okay in the conditions that I'm going to paint, and I need to be okay with the conditions I go to paint. So I'm a person that is easily very cold. So I'm even surprised, that I enjoyed the day when I went to paint in freezing temperature. I was even surprised that I enjoyed. I think it was because that came after like a few weeks of not being able to paint. So I think I was very frustrated. I really wanted to paint, so that's why that day was okay. But maybe it's not something that I'm gonna do all the time. But it's nice to know that if I want to capture something in that condition, well, I can. My setup is okay, and I was okay. So now, winter I think still gonna offer me different type of condition. I never paint really when it's snowing or raining. So I will see if I test that out. And again, it's really about finding the conditions. The conditions basically lead to certain type of imagery to capture. So the rain will lead to certain type of condition. The fog will lead to other type of condition. Nighttime, daytime painting, early morning or late afternoon painting is not the same. The conditions are not the same. The light is not the same. So that's why I'm after, and that's why I'm testing these different type of conditions to see how my setup is doing and how am I doing. So then probably next year when I'm gonna have more experience, well then I will know by looking at my weather forecast. I will know, okay, tomorrow I will be able to paint, or no, tomorrow the condition is too extreme, I cannot paint. So I'm really looking forward to know all that and to get the hang of it basically, and to get used to. So to get used to, I really want and I really need to go outside as much as possible and testing myself and my setup in different type of conditions. So there we go. This video was a little bit different because it was just me talking, but I think it's important that way I can document my point of view on what I'm doing, and I can share my point of view with you. I hope it's useful. I hope it gives you also ideas about you if you want to go paint outside, or if you're already painting outside and you were wondering until what point you can go, until what conditions you can go. Well, test it for yourself, and please comment below if you tested other conditions, and if you are maybe willing to test but you haven't done yet. So please put everything below and let me know what you think about these plein air painting conditions. So I think I talked about everything I wanted in this video today. And I also want to let you know that please like, share, and comment my videos. This really helps the channel. I have a new link on my website where you can support the channel financially if you feel donating a small amount to the channel to help me produce these videos. Well, this is very nice, and this is really helpful. So thank you so much for the ones that will click the link. It's in the description box below. Other than that, there's a lot to come on the channel, so make sure to subscribe in order to not miss future video that I will release. And I'm looking forward to see you in the next one.